So you think it's a constitutional right to have bad bus riders who have music breaches with their headphones and cellular phones consistently? Well, you know what? I think that's just plain bad. I mean, if people have to put up with that, nobody ever gets any relaxation on the bus like they deserve it. And a lot of times they get to a point where they have to fight dirty to stop such breaching behavior. They may have to make physical threats with rolling pins or golf clubs or throwing rocks. Fighting back at people very easily happens because of the fact that there's almost nothing to do. I mean, everybody has to do a lot of the things they hate, you know. A bus driver finds it very hard to do their job and have to resign from the job after too much bus trouble to deal with. That doesn't look good because then we lose the bus drivers. They just don't care much about driving buses anymore because they're tired of things getting in the way. And you know what? Police end up coming to too many scenes a year. They come to thousands of scenes like that from a year, having to remove distressed passengers from the vehicle who assaulted the bad passenger. And then if the courts find them guilty, they lose their riding buses ever again. And that's it. There's just no way they would be able to do that. And what's worse, we may even lose bus service from the country. And then if we lose bus service, then we end up more cars on the roads and more consternation and pollution and crowded streets in the city. See, this person we knew named Rita, well, I forget the last name, came up with the idea of the bus years ago, and that's why you see a lot of women driving a bus, because the bus driving job was created by a woman named Rita. She's long gone, but I can tell you right now, her spirit will be very sad if she finds out that we've lost buses to people who are bad in ridership and have music breaches with headphones and cellular phones consistently. I mean, that just looks bad. It ruins it for everyone to have to tolerate it. I mean, nobody deserves to have to put up with that. It's not fair that they have to deal with such a thing. In fact, if there was a way to use a way to stop stuff, just think about what it'll be like then. If we could just void out that constitutional right that we don't need. We could have more people able to relax on the bus thinking about pleasant thoughts. We could have people able to use safe activity with each other on the bus. We could avoid fighting back at people, and then we don't have to make threatening gestures anymore either. And then, you know, there will have more people willing to drive the bus. I mean, we'll have more bus drivers these days. And then you'll be able to be privileged to do your job without the police getting involved over and over again. And then maybe at least 75 of those criminal records related to bus parole, you know, could be voided. And then we can probably prevent having so many cars on the road. We'd be able to reduce all that. Won't be as much consternation or pollution. And the streets won't be crowded in the city. A lot of people will be happy and they'll be awarded for doing their part in things. Now, do you see this special light right here? This kind of light, as well as the security cameras in the bus, has a way of stopping people who have those problems. It's very powerful because what it does is, see, for somebody who's just enjoying themselves and not realizing that their music is loudening out or breaching out, the light will flash, kind of like a normal yellow light you would see on the road. And then basically it would probably make the one listening lose their thought and go, why is that yellow light flashing? And then somebody tells them what it's about, and when they start getting snotty saying like, you can't hear what I'm listening through these phones, then the light flints like lightning. It's like, oh, it'll frighten them. It'll make them want to get off the bus. And you see, if we just kind of make the environment tough for meth addicts, then they can't get on the bus and ruin it for other people who get tired of it and never care. And then there won't be much need for weapon use to stop them. We can eradicate at least 95% of that. I mean, wouldn't it be nice? You know, if you can't hear your headphones properly, then it's obvious there's a drug problem with you and you need to do something about it. I mean, it doesn't look right. You can't tell someone else to go get their own headphones and do the same thing. That's just doubling the situation. You can't do stuff like that. That's mean. If you really want credit from people, you've got to play this out. Everybody is responsible for doing their own share of the kindness with things. They have to be responsible for their own behavior. That's it. You have to give kindness in order to get it. You don't own public transportation, and so therefore you don't have a say over what volumes are allowed there. I mean, if you can't respect that, then you can't be on the bus. That's simple as that. In fact, I think if there's anything we ought to do to stop this meth stuff, we can. Well, first of all medicines expired are going to go into a locked container, and that means it's the kind where that actually burns them up to ashes so that they can't end up in the hands of a drug addict. It's locked so the drug addict can't get in, and therefore they're stuck. And in fact, for all the cell phones and headphones, we're also going to have padlocked, which means you have to push a certain set of numbers to get it, and then you don't get it. In fact, it just, by the time you get home or kind of wherever you are downtown, it will be notified that you need treatment in the treatment center, and then they're pulled off the streets quickly. And locked in the treatment center, there's no leaving for anything until you're treated properly for the drugs, and that's that.